Tonight we're reading Percy's Bumpy Ride.
It looked like crane though.
Yeah. Percy the park keeper was hard at work. Bang, 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 squeak, squeak. Squeak, tap, tap, tappity tap, bang, bang, ouch. For 3 whole days, sounds like these had been coming from Percy's workshop. What was he doing? Percy's friends, the animals who lived in the park, could only guess. I think he's making a bird table, said a squirrel. It could be a park bench, said a rabbit. It might be, but nobody heard what the hedgehog thought it might be. At that moment, there came a roar of an engine. The workshop door burst open, and above the noise of the engine, they heard Percy's voice. Make way! Make way! With a great clanking sound and a lot of smoke, Percy emerged from the workshop, sitting on top of a very strange machine. Percy pushed a switch, and the engine coughed and spluttered into silence. Well, said Percy, what do you think? I know what I think, said Fox. I think... What is it? This is my new lawnmower, said Percy, patting the machine. I've got terribly behind with cutting the grass. My own lawnmower is so slow, but with this, I just fly around the park. Will it really fly? Asked the hedgehog. It's a lawnmower, chuckled Percy. The propeller on the top is its fan. Me with cool air. While mowing, Percy turned a key and the engine clanked into life. Come on, he said. Let's try it out. All aboard. With everyone sitting on his new mower, Percy began to chug across the grass. It works, shouted Percy as he admitted the stripe of closely cut grass behind the mower. Let's try it a bit faster. Percy pushed a lever, but what happened next took everyone by surprise. The engine roared and the propeller whirled faster and faster. Then, to everyone's astonishment, Percy's mower began to lift into the air. It does fly, squealed the hedgehog. You're so clever, Percy. Well, I wouldn't say that, said Percy, as he struggled with the mower's control. He was beginning to think that the propeller was not such a good idea. Oh no. At first, the flying mower seemed to be deciding all by itself where to go, but after a while, Percy found that by pushing and pulling levers, he could make the mower go where he wanted. For the animals, it was very exciting. Only the ducks and the owl had ever been this high up in the air before. Suddenly, the badger called out, Tree ahead, Percy! Oh, thank you, said Percy. He pulled hard on a lever and just managed to swoop over the tall tree, mowing some leaves as he passed. Whoa. As the mower climbed high into the sky, the animals were amazed by what they could see. Whoa. Look at these sheep, said one of the rabbits. They've made a shape like a hand. I think they're waving at us. I doubt it, said Percy. I shouldn't think they've even noticed us. Oh. I think they have noticed us, said the rabbit. Look, the sheep have now arranged themselves into a shape of a face. It looks very much like a face they all knew. Everybody waved to the sheep. Percy wished he could join them. He didn't realise how quickly he wished he could be granted. Whether the spinning propeller on the top of the mower had begun to feel giddy, or whether it had just had enough of turning around and around, no one could be sure, but suddenly it stopped. And just as suddenly did the mower's engine. "That's better," said Fox. "It's nice and quiet." "It's quiet," said Percy, "but it's not nice. We're all going to crash." Down went the mower, and down went the mower's passengers. "It's such a pity you don't have wings," said the owl. "Isn't it?" said Percy, as he shot past her. Oh no. The sheep below looked worried, and they began to run all over the field. "Get out of the way," shouted Percy. But the sheep didn't. Instead, they huddled together right under where Percy and the animals were falling. Then Percy realised what the sheep were doing. Now, instead of the hard ground below him, Percy looked down to see a soft, springy, woolly blanket. The badger was the first to land. As each one landed, they bounced on the soft and woolly backs of the sheep. Even Percy, the heaviest of all, bounced 3 times and was safely down. Everyone said a big thank you to the sheep. They laughed and said they were very glad to help. They were only sorry they couldn't save Percy's mower. Percy looked to where the mower had crash-landed in a tree. "I won't be using that again," he said. "What will you be doing?" said the hedgehog. "The grass in the park is still very long." Percy sighed and scratched his head. Then he began to smile. Sheep," said Percy. "How would you like to visit the field? Lovely long, tasty green grass." The end of Percy's Bumpy Ride.